welcome back to another video. Today we're checking out the Harley Benton Tube 5. Let's go! So, welcome back. Today we're checking out this little amp. Let's go for the specs. It's a Class A tube amplifier, one channel. It has 5 watts, switchable to 1 watt. It has a preamp tube, a 12X7, and the power amp tube is a 6V6. It has a speaker output of 8 or 16 ohms, and it only comes in a tube head form. There is also the Tube 15, which is a combo version, really similar to this. I don't know if it's exactly the same. In this demo we're going to hear it going into my power attenuator because it is still very loud. Since it's a tube amp, it doesn't matter, you cannot crank it up at bedroom level. So I'm going into my power attenuator, which is from a Harley Benton Tube, and then I'm going to use both the York Audio impulse responses, which simulates a Marshall 4x12, and I know it's not the exact matching cap for this kind of amp, but it's the one that I always use, so that you can hear all the other amps that I review, and all of them are using that specific cab. Especially my Jubilee, which I use for the guitar demos and pedal demos, it's always going into those Marshall York Audio IRs, and we're also going to hear it going into my 2x12 mic with the Behringer B906. So now let's hear it, and then we'll come to the conclusion. So what do you think? I think it's a pretty nice surprise, considering it's the cheapest tube amp on Thomann, and yeah, it's really simple to use. It reminds me of a Champ, some kind of Fenderish small tube amp, because when you crank it, it becomes a little muddy, but in a good way, and the tone control lets you dial it up depending on the guitar that you have and on the kind of pickups that you have. If you have a really bright guitar, you're going to dial it back, but if you're going more than 6, 7, you probably need to crank it up because it gets very low and very muddy, especially with this kind of cab setup. But yeah, I think it's a great sounding amp, and yeah, I mean, for the price, it's like less than a modular, it's less than a most pedals. I don't know, it's really cool, and I would like to try the other amps from Harley Benton because they are killing it with their guitars. You can say what you can think whatever you want about them, that they are copies, that they are cheaply made, and that they are made in China and all of that, which is true. But they sound good, and for the price you can get a lot for not much. They are priced cheap, but they don't sound cheap. Yes, they have their flaws, but in this case I really cannot find any flaw, because in their guitars you can say that, well, they don't have the best pickups, they don't have the best fretwork, they don't have the tuners are crap, but in this case it sounds good. It's really good sounding amp. I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong in the circuit either. It's pretty straightforward. So it's supposedly gonna be reliable because there are not that many things that can go wrong. Yes, it doesn't have send and return, which is a downside, but almost none of these kind of amps do. But other than that, I really dig it, and yeah, you should check it out. I didn't find much of a difference between the 5 watt and 1 watt. There is, but it's not dramatic. Consider though that the volume difference is not dramatic either. It's not gonna make it's not gonna make you able to crank it at bedroom level. It's not gonna happen. So yeah, consider investing in a power attenuator because it's great for all amps, but especially this kind of amp that is one channel, so you need to crank it to make it sing. Yeah, it's a really nice investment. They are very cheap. It's like 60 euros, the Harley Benton one, or there is also the Bugera, which is basically the same inside. So yeah, highly recommend that little amp. But let me know what you think in the comments, subscribe if you want to support me, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!